tangent. Salute.
When I am called to duty, God, wherever flames may rage, give me the strength to save a life, whatever be its age. Help me embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert and hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to feel my calling and to give the best of me, to guard my every neighbor and protect his property. And if according to your will I have to lose my life, bless with your protecting hand my children and my wife.
Ready to? At ease.
Who's got a few words to say?
Good morning. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Today I'm just going to talk briefly from a firefighter's perspective from what occurred on September 11th, 2001. That's the day that changed everything. I got a phone call early that morning from one of my firefighters. Chief, you got to turn the TV on. Something bad happened. So I turned on the TV and I watched, and I was looking at everything that I saw from a firefighter's perspective. Saw that raging fire. Knew that those firefighters were going up while everybody was trying to come down. And when you join the fire service, at some point you know, whether you're in a large jurisdiction like the city of New York or a small rural fire department, that any day could be that day, that the next alarm could be that alarm. And we all know it, but we all put it in perspective so that we can carry out our jobs. As I watched that, all I could think of was, you guys got to get out. You know, you got to get out. And as I continued to watch, you know, I thought about those firefighters. And at some point, they knew. Okay, at some point, every single one of those guys that were in those buildings, they knew that that was the day. When every fiber of their being was screaming, get out. We got to get out. When their very lives were in extreme peril. The organizational structure of the fire department took over. And even though they knew that that day was the day, they stayed and upheld their oath to protect the citizens. As they're coming down those stairwells, everybody they ran into, they stopped and helped when they could have just been looking out for themselves. Okay. So they knew that that was the day. Through it all, through all the grief and loss and everything that we've experienced and how our lives have changed forever, with how we look at things, how we travel, the wars, the loss of our loved ones from the wars that have come from this. One thing for me, with all that grief, loss, and pain, one thing for me personally, being a firefighter and watching what went on in New York City, it made me never more proud to be a firefighter than I was that day. So, we stand here today with our citizens across this nation in different ceremonies, and we stand as one, and we just echo the words that have been said many, many times. We will never forget, but secondly, we will always be grateful. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Paul Warden, I'm the mayor of the city of Prosser. First of all, I'd like to thank all of our first responders, all the volunteer firemen, our police department, the county sheriff's department, Prosser City Dispatch, our EMTs. They do a great job here, and people say it's hard to prove a negative, but I think we all know when there's a fire and there's a limited amount of acreage burned, and there's houses that are not burned. And we live in Prosser, and we walk the streets anytime we want to, anywhere we want to. We're not afraid of crime. To me, those things are quantifiable, and I just really like to thank all those folks that allow us to live our lives in a safe environment, a good place to raise our kids. So I just want to say thank you for that. I took two things away from September 11th, 2001. After the shock and the anger and the disappointment that I felt that what humans could do to each other in the name of our religious fanaticism, one thing I took away was the unity. In the days and the weeks that followed 9/11, there were no Republicans, there were no Democrats, there were no conservatives, no liberals, there were only Americans. And they were all pulling on the same rope, pulling in the same direction. We all got behind our president and what he was trying to do. So that's one thing. The other thing I really take away from this is the resiliency of our nation. I sincerely believe there could have been 10,000 planes and 10,000 targets across the nation, and we would have taken a half a step back, but we would have never been knocked down. And that's because in America, there's a culture of resiliency, there's a culture of toughness, there's a culture of helping one another out. At that point, we were family, we were friends, and we were all Americans. And that's what I'm going to take away from that day. Thank you.